It was early morning when the mist still floated like a blanket over the Great Smoky Mountains. The sun peeked through the trees, and the cool mountain air was filled with the smell of pine and wildflowers. Tiger, a lively dog with shining eyes and an adventurous spirit, wagged his tail excitedly as his owner clipped on the leash. Today wasn't just any walk. It was their great hike into the Smokies. As they started up the trail, Tiger trotted ahead, ears perked and nose twitching at every new scent. A squirrel darted past, and Tiger looked back at his owner as if to ask, "Did you see that?" His owner laughed, shaking his head, and they kept climbing together. The higher they went, the more magical the world became. Streams bubbled over rocks, and Tiger splashed through the cold water, sending droplets sparkling in the sunlight. Birds sang from the trees, and the forest whispered with the rustling of leaves. Each step brought a new discovery, and Tiger's joy was contagious. His owner couldn't help but smile with every bounce and playful bark. Finally, after hours of hiking, they reached a lookout point where the mountains stretched endlessly, rolling in shades of green and blue. The clouds drifted like soft pillows above the peaks. Tiger sat proudly by his owner's side, his tongue hanging out, tail thumping the ground. Together they took in the view, man and dog, best friends, sharing a moment that words could never capture. As the sun began to dip behind the mountains, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, the two started their way back down the trail. Tired but happy, Tiger stayed close to his owner, every step echoing the bond they shared. That night, back at their cabin, Tiger curled up at his owner's feet, dreaming of rivers, trees, and the endless trails of the Smokies. His owner looked down, gently patting his head, and whispered, "Thanks, buddy. You made today unforgettable." And in that quiet moment, it was clear. The hike wasn't just about conquering mountains. It was about friendship, loyalty, and the simple joy of exploring the world together. The next morning, the Smoky Mountains woke up with a golden sunrise. Tiger stretched at the cabin porch, his ears flicking at the sound of birds singing in the trees. His owner poured a cup of hot coffee, smiling at his eager friend. Tiger's tail wagged furiously. He knew another adventure was waiting. This time the trail was steeper and wilder. They followed a narrow path where ferns brushed their legs and wildflowers swayed in the breeze. The sound of rushing water grew louder until they reached a hidden waterfall, tumbling down into a crystal-clear pool. Tiger barked happily and leapt into the shallow water, splashing around like a puppy. His owner laughed so hard the echo bounced across the cliffs. As they climbed higher, a soft mist rolled through the trees. For a moment, it felt like they were walking through a dream. Suddenly, a deer appeared in the distance. Tiger froze, ears forward, his body tense, but instead of chasing, he just watched quietly, as if he too respected the wild beauty of the Smokies. His owner knelt beside him, whispering, "Good boy." Hours later, they reached the ridge. The sky was wide and endless, and the mountains stretched out like waves in a green ocean. Tiger stood tall, chest out as though he were the guardian of this magical land. His owner snapped a photo, capturing the moment forever. Tiger against the backdrop of the Smokies, strong, loyal, and free. That evening, as the stars lit up the sky, Tiger and his owner sat by a small campfire outside the cabin. The crackle of firewood mixed with the soft sound of crickets. His owner shared a little piece of his sandwich with Tiger, who wagged his tail in approval. They didn't need words. The silence of the mountains, the glow of the fire, and the warmth of friendship were enough. And as Tiger drifted into sleep, resting his head on his owner's lap, the Smoky Mountains seemed to whisper around them, reminding both that life's greatest treasures are found not in the destination, but in the journey you share with those you love. The third morning in the Smoky Mountains began like any other, mist curling through the trees, the smell of pine in the air, and Tiger wagging his tail, ready to explore. But today's trail felt different. The forest was quieter than usual. No birds sang, no squirrels rustled. Even the wind seemed to hold its breath. Tiger's ears perked. He stopped suddenly, staring into the thick woods. His owner followed his gaze, but there was nothing, just shadows between the trees. "What is it, buddy?" he whispered. Tiger growled low, a sound he rarely made. They pressed on, and the trail narrowed into a rocky pass. Suddenly, Tiger froze again, this time more intense. His fur stood up, tail stiff, eyes locked on something deep in the brush. His owner could feel his own heart pounding. For a moment he thought he saw glowing eyes watching them. Then they vanished. They kept moving, tension rising with every step. The air grew cooler and the mist thicker. Then out of nowhere came a sound. A sharp snap of a branch breaking, heavy footsteps circling them. Tiger barked, loud and fierce, echoing through the forest. His owner's breath caught. Were they being followed? At last they reached an old wooden bridge stretching across a rushing stream. Halfway across, Tiger stopped, growling toward the trees again. The footsteps had stopped too. The silence was deafening. His owner gripped the railing, whispering, "Stay close, boy." And then, just as the suspense grew unbearable, a shadow moved at the edge of the forest. Tiger stood firm on the old wooden bridge, his growl echoing into the mist. His owner's heart pounded. Something was out there. The forest was too quiet, the air too heavy. Then from the shadows, a large figure slowly emerged. Two glowing eyes glared from the darkness, moving closer, step by step. Tiger barked, loud and fearless, his body shielding his owner. The figure stopped at the edge of the trees. For a long moment, it was a standoff. Man, dog, and something unknown in the Smokies. Then the mist shifted, revealing the truth. It wasn't a monster. It was a massive black bear, its dark coat blending with the shadows. The bear stared, sniffed the air, and let out a low grunt. Tiger's growl deepened, but he didn't move. His owner held his breath, whispering, "Easy, buddy, easy." The bear stepped onto the path leading to the bridge. Every second felt like forever. The rushing water below seemed louder. The trees leaned in closer. But then, Tiger barked once, sharp and commanding. The bear paused, snorted, and after a tense silence, turned back into the woods, disappearing as suddenly as it had come. His owner dropped to his knees, hugging Tiger tight. "You saved me," he whispered, voice shaking. Tiger licked his face, tail wagging as if to say, "That's what best friends do." As they crossed the bridge and headed back, the Smoky Mountains seemed to sigh in relief. The birds slowly singing again, the forest alive once more. The danger had passed, but the bond between a man and his dog had grown unshakable. That night, under a sky full of stars, Tiger slept peacefully at his owner's side. The adventure was over, but the memory of that moment, the suspense, the fear, and the courage would last forever. And in the quiet of the Smokies, one truth remained clear. Sometimes the bravest heart beats in the chest of a dog. Steer.